folks, Karen Wolf here in the art studio this evening. I know I don't usually go on this late live. I don't usually go live at 8:30, but when life is busy, you do what you can when you can. So make wise use of your time. All right, so I had a video that I did. I painted of this, and it was, my arm was covering up some of the paint strokes, so I'm going to do it on here again, so you guys can see me paint this again. All right, for those of you who haven't seen it, there you go, and for those of you who have, it'll just be a rerun. All right, so y'all say hey when you jump on here. Let me know who's watching. If you come on and you don't, if you come on live and you don't interact, then I have no idea. So I would like to know, yeah, if you're watching, say hey. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of cerulean blue on here. I don't use that color very often, but this was real pretty. I think that's just blue and ultramarine blue and green, but I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to do with some cerulean on here. And I may add ultramarine to it anyway. So, oh man, that's a lot blue, isn't it? Let's see. I might have to add a little bit more white to that. I don't use cerulean very often, but I have it, and I think it's pretty, and we're going to use it. We'll make it work. And I'm trying to see if I can get you all on my Facebook page so I can see comments. So bear with me for just one moment. I was on live a while ago on my Facebook page, and I thought, or on my Facebook group, and I thought I was live on my page, and that was kind of crazy. I thought I was live on here. Hey guys, thanks for jumping on. Hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, that daggone thing's empty. That was an empty white. I go through a lot of white. Y'all go through a lot of white? I go through tons of white and tons of blue. Lots and lots of blues, lots and lots of whites. So this is not ultramarine, good golly. This is cerulean blue, and I have added a ton of white here. I did put a little bit of ultramarine, can't even speak, ultramarine blue, but not much. I just didn't know if I was going to like that or not, all that cerulean on there. I painted this thing a long time ago, and I really like the way it turned out. I don't know. I like both backgrounds, I suppose. Both backgrounds look good. But it's time for Snowman, I suppose. I went out this morning, and there was some snow. There was some snow on the deck. So we had snow. It was just flurries. Yeah, just some flurries last night. So wasn't what you'd call, I guess, snow. But hey, it was some precipitation other than rain. So it did get cold, and I understand it's supposed to get even colder this evening here in the 20s. So I'm just putting this on. I'm just doing some X strokes, just back and forth. Just that's what makes it all look kind of blustery and mixes it in. If you just go like this, then you'll have just stripes, or you'll have you'll just have a mess of patterns. You'll just have like that, just blah, blah, blah. So if you do the X's, then you don't have that pattern going. I'm just trying to get my canvas covered. You won't have that pattern. So if you go take your brush and just sweep back and forth and then lightly sweep away those brush marks, then everything's all great in the world. And sometimes I go so fast, I get a figure 8. I go so fast with my X that I've got like a figure 8. So you can do that too. Just something to get that mixed up a little bit. So you don't have like you don't want like a pattern. And use enough paint. I have so many people that just paint without paint. You gotta have paint, guys. You gotta have paint. I'm just moving you a little bit closer so you can see. Okay, so we've got the snowman, and I'm gonna get paint on my jacket probably. Got the snowman. We got the background done. I'm totally delirious. Don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. And I'm going to dry it. Have to dry it a little bit. Okay, now I've dropped my chalk, so I'll have to get this out. If I drop something while I'm standing here on a live, I can't bend over and pick it up because I'm wedged in between the thing. Wedged in between two. Just make you some twigs, some lines here for some branches. This one's going down this way. It's going like that. There. This one's going like that. Make sure they cross. They cross over. They don't just all go, straight and whatnot. And just some indications of some branches here. I'll ad lib. I'll probably add more. Something. Okay, that'll get me started. That's a start. Then down here is our snowman. He comes out. He has a little hat. His little face. He has a scarf. And then he has an ornament. We'll do the ornament after we get all that in. Okay, so your you're thrilled. You're funny. Oh, shoot. Emily, you're a hoot. So to get the branches in, I'm just going to go in with a dark color. We can do burnt sienna and blue, ultramarine blue. We can do brown with a little bit of black in it. Just something making a dark color. I don't see black. I don't use a lot of black, but when I do, I usually use ivory black. It's very transparent, so if you want something more transparent, you can use Mars black. But I'm just going to do a little bit of brown, a little bit of sienna, a little bit of black. Or a little bit of brown and sienna. A little bit of sienna, a little bit of black, and a little bit of ultramarine blue. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on my brush and in that paint because my paint's very thick. Okay, so then I'm going to draw my my branches here. Start drawing some branches. I'm just looking over here, just kind of get an idea how these things go. And then let's go here, out. This one kind of comes down. I think one needs to connect right there, don't you? And I'm just taking that dark brown color and drawing in the branches. And this is just going to give me a base. It's going to give me a branch, a look like there's a branch. And it's also going to give me a guide, somewhere to go with these needles. So I know where to put these needles. Okay. Go there, there. There's a rhyme and a reason to this. I'm not just going willy-nilly here. Okay? I'm not just going willy-nilly with this. Alright, then I want to rinse my brush. And I'm going to start making pine needles. Okay? So I'm going to dry my brush really good. I'll go into the green. Hope you guys were able to see that while I was doing that, because the whole reason I'm doing this again is so you guys can see what I'm doing. Could y'all see me? Tell me you can see me. Love your da-da-da. I don't know what that is. What did I say? Da-da-da. It's hard to tell, Emily. It's hard to tell. I've been going wide open for so long. I am just like, I'm turning goofy. Okay, so now I'm taking some green. I might have got that a little bit too dark. Take green. I got Hooker's green right here, and I'm mixing it with purple, making a dark green color. If you've got a dark green color already out of the tube, you can use that, but I'm not real big on out of the tube color, but if you are, you do it. You do you, you paint your way. If how I do it is not the way you would do it, just take the things that I tell you and learn from what I'm doing. Everybody paints different. Everybody has their own painting style. But you can learn a thing or two when you watch different people paint. So here we're just going to take needles. I'm doing a chisel edge with my brush. Chisel edge just means that you get your brush to a fine chisel, right like there, if your brush isn't worn out like mine is. You brush it down on each side. Brush it down on each side. I bet I just used mine. I did. And then you start in the middle and you start making those little, I'm going to have to get a different brush because this one's like yucky. That one's better. Chisel edge, and then you just start making pine needles. Pine needles, okay? Some of them go all the way back, some of them don't. They're not all uniform, they're all different. Things like this in the wild and out in the woods and things aren't all symmetrical. They aren't perfect. They're just there. Sometimes the wind blows some of the needles away. Sometimes no. Sometimes yes. But you overlap them. Don't worry about them touching. It's just a dark green color. And we're going on where we drew these little, no, why are that one's coming this way. where we drew the branches, little indications of the little branches, and we're putting pine needles on them. So back here, there'll be a lot. Back here, there's like some coming in from the outside, coming in. From that edge. We want some to come in from that edge, because they're coming in from branches that are out there somewhere. So I'm just taking my brush, chisel edge, and then I am can y'all see that? And I'm doing that on every one of those thingies. And am I being careful? No. Am I doing it with intention and direction? And yes. But I'm not being careful to make every single one of them like perfect. Not at all. So I'm just taking that brush and just indications of pine needles. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Those I did pretty thick, it looks like. But we're going to go back over them here with a lighter green, so that'll make them thicken up. But you see how I'm just putting those pine needles on the branch, not the long branch that I have going through there. Now there's some showing through the background, but I'm putting them on the little twig thing that's sticking out. And then the end. Like that. Okay? Now you can bring some in here, like, you know, maybe this one is like crossed over. Maybe this one. So you don't have a empty hole right there. You could do that. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the yellow and green, making a lighter green color. So I hope you guys were able to see all that. Were you all able to see it? I hope so. Alright, I'm just paranoid that you won't be able to see it. Then I'm going to take that green and yellow, chisel edge, same as I did before. Add a little bit of water to it. Make it so it flows on the thing. Not a lot of water, because if you put too much water on it, it'll be too watery. Then you're going to go over top of them. You're not going to go over every single one, but you're adding light here, light ones. Okay, you don't have to go across. Oops, that was a little thick. My brush has got thick paint on it. I need to clean that off. Got a big gobbledygook going here. Chisel edge. Don't try to cover up every one singly. We're just putting light ones over top of the dark that we just did. I need to get more yellow. Looking pretty good so far. Does it look like pine needles? I think so. Did y'all have snow where you're at? Snow's a-flying. The snow is coming. We've been pretty lucky here. We've had mild weather so far. Yes. Yes. I hope that means you can see me, or possibly it means you're having snow. All right. So I'm just getting some lights on here. I'm doing the same thing that I did earlier. I'm going to keep this area up here. See how I kept this area up here a little bit more dark? Just it's in shadow more, and I don't want to really draw attention to that part of the canvas. Just want to keep all my goodness right down here. The bottom. You can add more pine needles if you want. Pine needles in your area may be different or something. I don't know. I know different pine trees have different looks of their needles and things. Some of them are longer. Those are longer and skinnier. Okay, so I think you guys got the idea on that. Then you can even, and I picked up cause sometimes they do turn brown. Then I'm going to take a little bit of white into that green yellow color, and I'm going to put an even lighter yellows and greens on there. And I think mine are fatter because my brush is not chiseled. You get more of a chiseled edge, you get more straight ones like that. Or you could also paint them with a liner brush. If you want to get real straight ones, you can do that. So you can get some of the white, yellow in here to get some of the lighter ones. Yellow, green, and white, not just yellow. My 1/2-inch flat brushes are probably just wore out because I just use them so much. So we're just going in on these tips where you would see you could leave some of the darks in the back because some of the branches in the back they'll be more dark back in there. So you can put snow on your branches. You can, do whatever you want. We're going to let this dry for a little bit, and then we'll come back and do some of that stuff. We'll do a little bit of black on his hat with a 1/2-inch flat. I'm just going in, painting in his hat. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got been busy painting new in-studio paintings. If any of you guys are interested in that, I know some of you are interested. No snow where you're at, huh, Emily? I know some of you are interested in local in-studio. Some of my local people are even interested in virtual. So I've got both. I am getting ready to record some new tutorials this weekend. See how that ivory black's a little transparent. Go into the white and make a gray color for his face. Yeah, I just painted some new paintings. Added them to the November schedule for in studio, and some of those will be, well, all of them will be eventually recorded, but those will be recorded and available for those who participate virtually. So all kinds of fun stuff. So this is looking brown because it's just a ivory black has kind of a brown undertone. So if you want it to look more blue, you can add blue to it, and it'll look more of a blue-gray. Anything that you paint white, you paint it gray first. or at least add some gray in it. For the shadows. You can add the gray first, or you can add the gray last. There's that. We'll put a little bit of that on this hat out here, because this is where the light is hitting it. And then we'll do a scarf. Do a scarf, Miss Fellow. A little bit of red, a little bit of brown, or you can do red and black, or red and green. All of those colors will darken. Oops. All of those colors will darken red. Red and green, red and black. This is red and green. I was starting to use red and brown, and I stuck my brush in green. So we're using green. All right. All right, we're going to go over here. We're going to let him dry off a little bit. Let's go over here, and we'll finish some in the trees. We're going to put a little bit of snow in the, on the branches. I'm loading up my brush with blue. I do have a little, or with white, I mean, I do have a little bit of blue on it, just to tint it a little bit. Just, I don't want pure white. I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to lay my brush and drag it right where these little branches. You can do it in the corners of the branches, or you can do it on the branch. In where the branch, I'm just laying it and pulling it across, laying it and pulling and letting the paint barely touching it, barely touching it, and dragging it across, just letting that fall off of there. Just barely. Just letting that fall there. Isn't that cool? You can put a little bit on some of the little doodads if you want. Help me. Needles. If you want. But I just mostly just put them on there. Alright? Then there's your snow. Isn't that like the coolest thing ever? It looks like snow's on there. But just don't go crazy. Just don't go crazy. We'll put some on his hat and stuff like that. I do need to put a little bit more color on his hat, though, before I do that. I've got a little bit of a transparent thing going on right here. We'll get a little bit more coverage there. Pull that out towards the, from the inside out, because we want this side to be light. He looks plenty dark enough, so we're going to take a little bit of white, rinse in my brush, and we'll go into some white. And I'm going to lighten up him out here on the outside edge, because I want him to be white right there. That's where the light is hitting him. It's best to let it dry first a little bit, but on the lives, I just don't really like to run the hairdryer a lot, and you guys get the idea. All right, I am going to have to draw it with the hairdryer. Oh no, let's do the ornament. Oh no, yeah, we can do the ornament. I need a little bit more red. Y'all like this so far? Pretty cool, huh? It's a fun one. So we're going to take a little bit of red, and I should have done this when I did the little dark red, same as what we used for the scarf. We'll put the ornament, if he's reaching up, he could be putting it from here down. We'll put the ornament right here. Okay, putting that little ornament right here. Just painting that in with red and green. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of water in my paint. All right, then make sure you've got a little bit darker on this side. I added a little bit more green. Clean my brush on his scarf. And then his scarf does have a little bit of a and then I'm taking pure red with a little bit of orange and putting that on this bright side. And then pure red, a little bit of orange on the top of this scarf thingy. Just leaving the bottom a little dark. The top cap, I guess we should do his nose. I usually draw it in rather than just paint it in because I don't want to. His arm will go here, 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 and then come down here, and this arm and then come back here. That might need to bump over a little bit. Do his little nose. Gosh, got that a little bit thick, didn't I? Some orange for his nose. I probably went back too far. You don't want to go back too far on his nose because his face is kind of sideways. It's like a profile. Acrylic paint dries 2 to 3 shades darker. So if you think that it's dark now, you wait till it dries because it will dry darker. Okay? So acrylic paint, it's just the nature of the paint. It dries darker. So when you're painting along, you just need to keep in mind that if you think that it's not dark enough, it is. And to adjust for that. You just have to make adjustments, always. It's just the way it is. All right, so there's a little cap on the top of here that is gold. You can make that whatever color you want. Gold would be yellow and burnt sienna. We'll just make a little cap. And if you are afraid you're going to get into the red, dry it really good. Sometimes if you paint something underneath and you use yellow, the back will show through. So just paint it with white a little bit. And then we'll go back over it. And then you have a little circle there for that. Then the hook will be, I'm going to get it a little bit wet. The hook goes up here somewhere where you would, goes down, up, and we'll hook it on this one. And when you're trying to make a thin line, don't push hard. Use a light touch. Make that go behind there. And then we're going to highlight it a little bit. We're going to take a little bit of white. So I just added a little bit of dark to it. Now I'm just taking some light. All right. Then I want to take a little bit of orange. There. Put a little bit of orange there if you want. And we need to finish his nose. His nose would be orange and brown on the bottom. And then orange. Y'all can't see me doing that. I can see in the thing. I hate it when I do that. I wish I had like a camera that like zoomed in and like showed y'all what I was doing. The bottom of its nose is orange and brown, orange and sienna. And the top of its nose is orange. And I just pull that down. There's that. Okay, I'll kind of fix that little bump. Okay, so there's that. Arms. He has to have arms. Brown and a little bit of black, or brown and blue, something to darken your brown if you don't have dark brown already. And he has little hands going on here. I'm just taking the tip of my brush and touching there and bringing his arm down. To there. And then brown. And it's not showing up, I know, but it will. And then over here, he has 3, and then down to here. Goes there, and a little bit there, because his arm's all the way down. All right, then I'm going to add a little bit of white to that color. That'll make that show up. there's that. You can add a little bit more dark to it if it's not dark underneath. You can put a little bit more darks in there if you want to make it more dark. And if using the 1/2" flat doesn't work for you, please use whatever brush does. I just love the 1/2" flat and use it a lot. And then I'm going to add an orange with a little bit of white. Pull down to make his nose. I'm going to cover it up though with snow, so that doesn't really matter. Probably some, it matters some. See how that dried dark? See how that dried more dark there? That's just how acrylic does. It just dries darker. Oops. Can y'all tell whenever I mess up, you know what I say? Oops. Alright, so do as I say, not as I do. Do not go back over your painting to correct and make it lighter until you've dried it with hairdryer, because you don't want to mess up your eye like I just did, because you're trying to make your snowman white. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. That doesn't look too bad. It just looks like he's looking up, doesn't it? I think it looks fine. But I did get in my thing, so I'm going to correct my mistake. I'm going to go back over the eye with black. And it'll have to dry. Alright, we'll put snow, we'll put a highlight, and then we'll fix the eye. We're going to take a little bit of a highlight there on the ornament. Make sure it's dry. You're going to put a little bit of a snow on the hat, the nose, the scarf. I'm going to go into the white with that 1/2" flat. Get you a pile of paint. We're going to go over the top of the hat. Push down, pull up, just kind of drag that across. We're going to go over here just a little bit, push down, turn my brush, unload there. Go there. A little bit on the nose. Make sure it's dry. Make sure it's dry. Pulling across there, push down, pull, and then across the cap there. And when I'm pushing down, when I say push down, pull up, I'm just taking this brush across, push down, let up, push down, and just drag as you go. So here, I'm just going to put the brush there, pull it across, and then push down a little, and then push down a little. And that makes it, like, not even. You know, it makes it, and I didn't have very much paint on my brush, it makes it not just so even. Make sure that that's dry. You don't want pink snow. Finish the black on the eye. Go in with a little bit of white. And then another little black. All right, now we're ready for snow. See, it's just gotten dark again, but that's okay. I'm not fixing it. Gonna take a toothbrush, if I can find one. if I can find one. Oh, there it is. Take a toothbrush, not one that you use to brush your teeth. I bought these at the store. You can use one of your old toothbrushes if you want. But I bought these just especially for this. And take some white paint. And I'm going to get it really wet. Making a soupy wet paint. And I'm going to got it loaded on my brush. And I'm going to turn my brush sideways. And I'm going to pull back on it. And it's going to make snow. Snow, snow. Isn't that cool? And that will make your painting beautiful. It will cover up imperfections. And it will make you real happy. Because it'll look like snow. And it's cool. Isn't that neat? I just think that's the neatest thing. All right. There you go. There is your snowman. So, I hope that I didn't cover up and that you could see this time because this is a fun painting. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And sorry I didn't get to see comments and all when I was painting. It's hard to do that. Love the snow. Oh, thanks, Tammy. Oh, I'm bending down to pick up my chalk that I dropped. Gosh. Oh, man. Thank you all so much for coming on and watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Oh, thank you, Emily. This is a fun painting, and I know that you can do it if you just go through it step by step. And it's best to watch when you're going to paint from a tutorial. It's best to watch it first, get it in your head, get all your supplies out, get everything ready. You'll know what I'm using because you've heard me talking about it throughout the video. Write it down. Get it together. It says I have a slow connection. I hope it didn't do that throughout the whole thing. And then watch it and paint. That way you can stop me, pause me, make me go back, play, whatever, and you're not frustrated. So, I hope you enjoy this one. It is so fun. This one turned out different than the first one. It's not as bushy, but I love it just as much. This one, see how, what I'm talking about, the what you call it? Well, maybe. I think they're just longer. The needles are longer in the first one and shorter in the second one. But hey, that's the way pine trees are. I'm not perfect. So, I hope you guys could see all that. It is a lot of fun. There's the little snowman face, the hat, the snow, the scarf, the hands, if you see the details and things like that. That's the fun part. And then the snow in the end. So see, this one, he has similar. He's similar. That was the first little guy that I did. So I love them both. This one, I think I used blue and green maybe for the background. I'm not sure. Painted that one in 21, I think. Yeah. Absolutely. No tree or snowman will be the same. You got that right, sister. Oh, man, I'm telling you. But I love it. I love it, don't you? I just think the sky's the limit with that one. You could really have fun with that. You can put it on wood. You could put it on canvas. You could do a little version of it on a little piece of wood. Do Christmas cards if you go, do that kind of thing. I don't know, there's a lot. Gift bags. I paint on everything I can get my hands on. So, thank you all so much for jumping on here this evening with me. I will try to be on here more often because I have lots of stuff up here that I need to get out and get on canvas so you guys can paint and have fun and just enjoy painting. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you. I'll be back on here again, like I said, and do some more of this fun stuff. I wanted to do this one because someone had said on YouTube that they couldn't see the strokes. So hopefully in this you can. I'm going to upload this to YouTube for all you guys on there. So sometimes those are easier to find videos and manipulate the videos on there too. So if that's something that you like, go out and find me on YouTube. It is I'm Art by Karen Wolf with an E, WOLFE. I'm Art by Karen Wolf on YouTube as well. So going out there and subscribe to my page. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. That'll really be great and help me out a lot. Thank you guys so much. I'll be posting some more stuff. We're going to have fun. Yeah, lots of fun stuff coming. So thank you all. Y'all have a great evening. You're welcome. You're welcome, Emily. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon. Bye.